to my fellow journalists. We need to have a discussion. On October 7th, Israel experienced the darkest day in its history. That is the most Jews murdered since the Holocaust. I'll let you digest that for a second. And yet, unbelievably, there are people around the world who still don't side with Israel. And so if you're watching this and you have any doubts, what side of this war is the moral one and what side of this war is the barbaric, savage one, let me ask you a question. Is there anything that Israel has to endure for you to say, this is just too much? Israel is right and its barbaric enemies are wrong. You were given a platform. Use it wisely. With great power comes great responsibility. So let's discuss this. For starters, Hamas militants? No. Let's try that again. Hamas terrorists. Militants don't kill babies and decapitate them, or rape women, or abduct Holocaust survivors. Does that sound like militants to you? It's called terrorists, and words matter. Use them accurately. That's number one. Number two, do you really think it is logical and reasonable to report on a certain number of deaths based on Hamas's information? You are literally a puppet of a terrorist organization. Hamas's numbers are inaccurate. They are a terrorist organization. So get reliable sources. If you don't want to believe the Israeli government, great. Find other reliable sources, but stop reporting what Hamas's propaganda team is telling you to report. It's amazing I even need to say this. But more than that, just because Hamas or other propaganda sources report something to you does not make it true. For example, the hospital. It wasn't 500 people, it wasn't a hospital, and it wasn't Israel, and yet the New York Times and so many of their friends reported that it was. And as a result of their words, violence against Jews around the world erupted. So words matter. Use them carefully. Use them responsibly. But let me tell you something else. Forget morality here for 1 second. If you today choose Hamas's side in your coverage, what are you going to do when they come to your backyard? Because if you think they're stopping with Israel, you're not paying attention. So what are you going to do when they come to your backyard? You're going to switch your narrative? Because today, your editor's all happy with you, right? You're getting a raise at work because you reported anti-Israel stuff and that gets clicks. I get it. But what happens tomorrow? What happens when they come to your country? You're going to switch narratives? That's not going to get you a raise. That's going to get you a letter of termination. So forget morality. Think of your career. Imagine journalists in World War II siding blatantly with the Nazis. Let me tell you something. If anybody has a problem with the comparison between Hamas and Nazis, the big difference is the Nazis tried to hide what they did. Hamas live streams it. So you cannot, with a clear conscience, side with Hamas and not pay a price. Imagine your child was reporting on this conflict. What would you tell them? Which side would you tell them is the moral side? Think about that instead of thinking about clicks. Clicks are good for your wallet, but siding with Israel now, it's good for your soul. Use your platform responsibly.